Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One, and thanks for logging on. Today we are looking at the Zenith Primero Chronomaster Night Vision, 45mm in ceramized aluminum. You can see this unique Chronomaster Night Vision on our website, watchyouwant.com. You can purchase it there if you like, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can see on my wrist 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. This 2015 Baselworld debut, it replaced the former Chronomaster Bullet. Features a remarkably sleek, black, and stark look. Now it does have a 53mm lug-to-lug span, so in addition to being black, it is very big, but it doesn't wear it. Ceramized aluminum in conjunction with rubber and a Nomex covered strap wears very light on the wrist indeed. Now the watch is reasonably thin. Now on paper it is 15.5mm thick, which doesn't sound thin, but the slope of the bezel and the slope of the sapphire ensure that once it's strapped down, it cradles into the wrist and it will clear most dress cuffs or tight sleeves. Moreover, I can tell you that the watch, because it is so light, wears with an ease and a wieldy, effortless, trouble-free, worry-free sensation that I would have to say makes it comparable to a steel watch beneath 40mm across the round of the case. This is an impressive, first, material science endeavor by Zenith, because the ceramized aluminum, much like Jaeger-LeCoultre's Cermet, much like Panerai composite or alloy Linde-Verdlin, features a micro-deposited ceramic layer on the outside. Essentially, the first layer of the aluminum is transformed to ceramic, and then the process ends so that the aluminum core remains, lending shatter resistance to the scratch resistance of the ceramic coating. The watch does feature a very flexible strap, and as you can see on the bottom, natural vulcanized rubber, and on the top, you can see the textile Nomex. This is used to make driver's suits for Formula One, NASCAR, Indianapolis open wheel, and its principal qualities are that it is very tough and fireproof. So if you want a long-wearing strap, Zenith has your number. Now the watch does feature a twin-trigger actuated, double-deployant PVD steel clasp. It's nice and low in profile when closed, but it does give you the security of a deployant such that it won't fall off the wrist when you're putting it on or taking it off if you do slip. The centerpiece of the watch is this open style dial, and you can see the caliber 4068 inside. Now the watch isn't running right now because I wanted to show you an El Primero coming up to speed. You can see the escapement begins to fire away as the balance oscillates, and the iridescent escape wheel with the inset star pattern molded into its spokes revolves as it's indexed by the equally iridescent silicone pallet. Now the pallet and the escape wheel are both silicon here, not silicone but silicon, and having silicon on silicon assists the longevity of the movement, each one being able to operate unlubricated with lower mass than metal. It's an advancement in materials technology inside the watch to parallel the advancements in case technology on the outside. Now the dial, although blacked out, does feature contrast, and Zenith has subtle ways of achieving this. There are polished black elements like the hour indices and the hands. They are blackened, but they have a different quality than the matte black center dial. Likewise, matte black double-digit grand date and chronograph minutes sub-register at 3 o'clock allow the watch to feature contrast while remaining low-key, and there is a blackened, more anthracite than black, minute track outboard of the hour indices. Now Zenith's made a conscious decision to keep the caliber 4068 movement rhodium plated and high visibility. You can see the skeletonized bridges featuring the fourth wheel, the escape wheel, the pallet, and the balance, and they do shine through like a jewel within that polished black aperture cover. You can see it screwed into the dial in 3 places. It's almost a little hint of FP Journe in Zenith. Now on the case back, you can see the caliber 4068 in all of its glory. This is an important movement for a specific reason, and you can read it on the rotor right here. It's one of the very few modern Zenith El Primero movements to be chronometer certified. Traditionally, this has been something reserved only for Zenith's flagship models. During the 90s and right up to about 2002, the Chronomasters, through the Terry Nataf era of the 2000s, only the high complications like the Quantième perpetual calendar chronograph, and for a brief period, from 2010 to 2012, the Rattrapant as well as the 36,000 vibration per hour Chronomaster series. So this is a rare refinement on a Zenith built El Primero. Most of the chronometer grade El Primeros built were actually the lower beat Rolex variants from the late 80s through the 90s. So this is a watch that has pedigree atop pedigree. Now all of the classic El Primero features are there: the 10 beats per second, the preternaturally smooth sweep seconds hand of the chronograph, the 52-hour power reserve, the distinctive Zenith movement finishing techniques, including 2 different colors of screw for assembly and tuning, Cote de Genève on the skeletonized winding rotor. You can see that there is actually perlage on bridges, an unusual treatment as that's usually reserved for base plates, and of course beautiful graining of the wheels and the levers of the chronograph system. This is a superb movement. It's a pleasure to view, it's also a pleasure to operate, as the traditional column wheel architecture means that the tactile quality of the pushers under the finger are excellent. Resets precisely, starts with a click and a snap. This is chronograph assembly at its best. The El Primero has been a standard of reference in chronograph construction since its debut in 1969, thanks to materials innovation, packaging refinements, and of course new ways of looking at and enjoying the movement. It's as good as it's ever been. Definitely better. You can see this Zenith El Primero Chronomaster Night Vision COSC rated chronometer El Primero on our website, watchyouwant.com.